How many of you know who this is? No, it's not Paul Whelan. No, it's not the dude we traded for Brittany. No, this is Mark Fogel. And I'm willing to bet almost none of you have heard of him. Would it surprise you to know that Mark committed the exact same crime as Brittany? In the exact same fucking place. See, Mark was arrested at the Russian airport in August of 2021 for having less than an ounce of medically prescribed marijuana for his spinal injury. He was convicted of the same thing Brittany was, and he is now serving a 14-year prison sentence in Russia. And most of you never fucking heard of him. He was a white guy. He's not part of the LGBTQ, and he doesn't play in the WNBA. So there was no online activism for him. There was no mass media coverage. There was no presidential deals. No, Mark did exactly what Brittany did, and he's going to serve 14 years for it.
Brittany Griner arrives in U.S. following her release by Russia in prisoner swap for arms dealer Victor Bout. Brittany Griner arrives in the U.S. early Friday, landing at Kelly Field in San Antonio, Texas. The WNBA star, who was held for months in Russian prisons on drug charges, was released Thursday.
Все хорошо?
Yes. Да, yes.
Вот, все, и пошла. Она понимает, что надо убирать, то есть она складывает это все.
Фамилия. Приедешь сюда? Да? Молодец. Приезжай.
What's your mood?
Happy.
Well, are you ready for a flight?
Yes.
Yes. Good. Ну вы знаете, куда вы летите?
Do you know where I'm heading to?
No.
No?
No.
Вы летите домой.
You fly back home
To the U.S.
to the US.
Да, конечно. Так что все будет нормально.
Everything will be fine.
In a one-for-one prison swap for notorious international arms dealer Victor Bout, bringing an end to a deal that sparked intense, high-level negotiations between the Washington and the Moscow to secure her freedom. Roger Carstens, the special presidential envoy for hostage affairs, tweeted, "So happy to have Brittany back on U.S. soil. Welcome home, BG. Per standard procedure for free."
Read, and I think this is an important duty for every administration. I remember when Aya Hijazi was released under the Trump administration, or Chaplain Brunson from Turkey. Now those were from ostensible, partner states, but it's even tougher, to get people out of Russia. And I'll tell you, Tony, it's also important for us to keep in mind those who are left behind. I'm sure that this is what Brittany Griner will make this point as well. This is Paul Whelan and Mark Fogel, for example, who remain unlawfully detained in Russia.
U.S. prisoners, Griner was expected to quickly undergo a medical evaluation. President Biden announced Griner's impending return Thursday morning at the White House, saying she's safe, she's on a plane, she's on the way home. After months of being unjustly detained in Russia, held under intolerable circumstances, Brittany will soon be back in the arms of her loved one, and she should have been there all along.
The NCCU law. Okay?
Holy mother of Jesus! She's a man!
Mr. Biden said, "This is a day we've worked towards for a long time. We never stopped pushing for her release." CBS News was first to report the swap, which took place in the United Arab Emirates. City of U.S. official, 5 former U.S. officials told CBS News the agreement was reached last Thursday. President said he spoke to Griner by phone from the Oval Office, where he was joined by Griner's wife, Sherelle, Vice President Kamala Harris, and Secretary of State, Antonio Blinken. Mr. Biden said he was glad to be able to say Brittany is in good spirits. He dismissed the show trial in Russia that landed her in prison and said she didn't ask for special treatment. To secure Griner's release, the president ordered that Bout be freed and returned to Russia. Mr. Biden signed a commutation order cutting short Bout's 25-year federal prison sentence. Notable, the Griner for Bout exchange left retired U.S. Marine Paul Whelan in prison in Russia. Whelan has been in Russian custody for nearly 4 years. He was convicted of espionage charges that the U.S. has called false.
She better be lucky she was famous and her shit was high profile. There's people over there in third world countries doing time and they're Americans.
Look, America policies and rules and regulation don't apply nowhere else. Only in America. So,
man, we had
that.
Afghans that were helping the U.S.
American, right.
interpreters and stuff like that and everything, and you know, risking their life and everything. And then when it came back for us to help them in the way we're supposed to, it was like, no, we're not gonna do that. You know, that kind of scenario came up. That's messed up.
I wonder what kind of attitude she gonna have after this.
For real,
they better come and get me. Oh no, dog.
For real, Brittany, you gonna snitch on every game, Brittany? But nah, it's a trip, man. Welcome back, man. You back with your family, man. Appreciate them.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
You know, same thing in America.
And you got a lot of time to think about. You had a lot of time to think about what was really important. So I know you're gonna probably do a whole lot with the knowledge that you have now going forward. It's
Absolutely.
like, okay, this is what I need to do.
And Paul Williams' family, they understand the military way. They posted on Facebook when I seen earlier. They understand, but at the same time, they're hurting inside.
Yep.
You know, which we all hurting. We with y'all. The Whalen family, we with y'all. But half of them understand because that's the military way. Like I was saying earlier, they don't negotiate no prisoners. That's just the way the military is. But this is so perfect, and it worked in her favor. You know what I mean? And I just want to see how her attitude gonna be after this. It's like it's gonna be.
Hey,
You know
Paul
what I mean?
Whelan, man. I know you right there, man. I know, man. Look, man. I've been there before, man. Man, but hey, you more superior than me, man. But man, America's coming for you, man. They gonna
somehow work it out.
Yeah, they gonna work it out, man. We respect what you did, man, for the American country.
Yeah.
And you figure we got spies from all over the place in custody over here too.
Yep.
You know.
Same thing. Yep.
Vice versa, it's the same thing. It's Cold War.
It is. And you know, one country, to be honest, when it comes down to that kind of stuff, they doing what they do. We doing what we do.
Right.
It's, you know, it ain't like, oh, this person or this country's doing more than no. We doing the same thing, or if not worse.
Right. Yeah.
That we don't know about.
That part. That part. Exactly.
And pro-life, live life.
Shout out to the Whalen family.
Yeah, most definitely.
For real, for real.
Yeah.
I'm totally biased on this. I'm speaking for all the civilians. I mean, all the people that, like, watch. I just want to see her attitude after this. It's just, this is disgusting to me.
Salute, Paul. Wait,